Well, good morning. My name is Deacon Richard Edwards, and I'm videoing this morning from the Catholic Church of St. Cuthbert Mayne in Launceston. I'm actually standing in the grounds of the church at the moment, and you'll see in the background on the hill there the outline of Launceston Castle, one of our local landmarks. Now I'm here to talk to you this morning about our beautiful church of St. Cuthbert Mayne and some very significant works that we've had going on, and to update you on the progress and background. But what I'd like to start to do first of all is I can't actually show you the church as a whole, because you'll see that it is encased in plastic and metal. And that's because we're having a major project to repair and replace the roof. Now, St. Cuthbert Mayne Church was built in the early 1900s and is recognised as a particular architectural jewel in Cornwall. It's a listed building, grade 2 star, that's one just below grade 1, so it is of great significance, obviously to us as a parish and a diocese, but also to Launceston and Cornwall. It's a very particular church. I can't show you the outside of it, of course, as I say, because it's all covered over, but it was built of a local stone from a quarry called the Polyphant Quarry, just west of Launceston, which is a beautiful grey granite stone. And has been used extensively throughout the country for some other significant buildings. Now, it's a lovely stone, as I say, great colour, and is particularly suitable for the interior walls and decorations because of that. Now, the building as a whole was built of it both inside and out, although the outside does have a mixture of stones from other quarries as well, but the majority of it is Polyphant. The problem we have with it is that it's a very porous stone. It absorbs water, lets water through very easily. So actually, for using as the external of the building is not a great idea. So it has suffered from water ingress problems throughout its life. The main roof structure is of slate and with extensive use of lead flashing and other flat roof areas. Now, the lead that was installed originally, now more than 100 years old, has deteriorated and is very fragile and breaking. As a result, we've had, over the years, increasing amounts of water ingress through the roof, around the top of the parapets, resulting in quite severe damage to some of the stonework, both external and internal. Although the external damage is greater where the water's got in, then the frost has broken the surface of the stone and it's broken down. So it's in need of repair. I mentioned it is actually a listed building, grade 2 star, but it's also on the at-risk register. And that means that the structure has defects in it, which, if not corrected, at least in the medium term, could result in the integrity of the whole building being put at risk. And that's something that we just cannot afford to let happen, both from the point of view of it being our main place of worship and here for the greater glory of God, but also from the historical and cultural aspects and the importance of it in the town. Now, as a parish, we have been blessed with a large bequest from a parishioner, and she has left us a large sum of money, which has allowed us to think about going ahead with some of these major activities. But in addition, following the COVID-19 crisis, the government introduced a new historic buildings fund, providing grants to secure the future of significant places of worship, and This has been tens of millions of pounds, about 4 million of which was allocated to the Catholic Church in England and Wales, and about 400,000 to the Diocese of Plymouth. And of that, we were very fortunate to achieve a grant of £200,000. So that is a remarkable addition to our resources, and has allowed us to go ahead with the improvement project. The project as a whole has involved encasing the church, as you can see, in its weather protection since October last year. The removal of the original slate roof, and we are reusing the vast majority of the tiles, although we've had to replace about 2,500 tiles that were beyond reclamation. Once the roof was exposed, we were then able to see the extent of the damage to the wooden structures of the roof, which were quite extensive, with wet rot and dry rot, and general deterioration. So all of that woodwork was either replaced or was treated for the rot and worm, and subsequently new insulation was inserted to improve the heating, the efficiency of the building. Then it was felted over, new battens put on, and tiles are almost fully replaced so far. In addition, large sections of the stonework were removed, and new stonework taken from the quarry in the Forest of Dean have been prepared and worked and put back in place. Now, we've chosen the granite from the Forest of Dean because it has a very similar structure and look to the polyflant, although much lighter initially, but it will weather down to match pretty well, and it has been shown to have very good properties that will last for many years. Some of that stonework is quite intricate in design, and has involved tremendous skilled work by the stonemasons to prepare and place each one. In addition, all of the lead has been stripped and replaced, and some of this is really quite extensive areas, and I would emphasise that once it's reinstalled, it is marked with smart water, so should it disappear in any kind of way, it can be easily identified and traced. Hopefully this will help us keep it secure in the future. A lot of, in other words, the guttering and downpipes and woodwork and railings, etc., is all being repaired and renewed as well. Okay, I'm going to stop just for the moment, and shortly I hope to be able to go inside the construction site and show you some more detail of the work that's been undertaken. We're now up on the scaffolding, halfway up the church, at the first roof level. Here you can see over the main entranceway porch where the tiling has been replaced following the woodwork, and here you can see the new leadwork which has been brought all the way around, still to be finished just at the very top there, and here the new stonework capped off from the Forest of Dean stone, which you can see is quite light in colour compared to the original, but it will darken down. It has a very similar texture. And coming round here, you can see the quality of the work that's been done to repoint all the original stonework. It's a lovely job, and it's actually brought out the colours of the original stone very nicely. Here you can see work going on one of the large circular windows, doing some repairs to the stone rather than replacing whole sections. Good morning, sorry to interrupt you. I'm just doing a bit of a video of our work as a record of everything that's going on.
If you don't mind, I'll keep the glasses on because they make me look more intelligent. Apparently.
That's very good.
Nobody's told me that, but I'll just assume it.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. I'm absolutely sure you're right. We're now at the west end of the church, looking at the dome above the Baptistry, where all of the leadwork has been taken off and replaced. The original leadwork became very fragile. We have one here, one of the plumbers, working on the final edging. So here we are at the top level of the scaffolding, again at the west end, where you can see the quality of the pointing and stonework that's been done, the new leadwork around the top of the window.
Which is tomorrow, Dan, isn't it?
See new leadwork capping right the way round on the stonework, the completed reslating of the roof.
Oh, yes.
And here you can see new stonework inlaid with the original over new leadwork, and right down to the corner pieces. Of course, we still have guttering and downpipes, etc. to finish, replace. At the far end of the roof, you can just see that the final slate work is just in progress. And above us, a steel roof that has been over to protect the building since October last year. At the western end, the large stone cross was removed as it was actually quite loose and in danger of falling down. Once the new leadwork and stonework was done, that was replaced and put back safely in position. Still on the roof, on the northern side, just come down, you can see the top of one of the gutterings there, 1911, which is the date of the original construction of the church. So here we are 110 years later, keeping it safe, preserving it for future use for the next 100 years. We're now standing on the scaffolding on the north side of the church, looking across to the dome over the basilica, which in fact is actually in quite reasonable condition. There's a certain amount of split metal work which is just being finalised for replacement now. Coming down again, all new stone at this end. The weathering was particularly bad. The new porchway roof on the north side of the church, all new leadwork, very nicely done. Obviously still being finalised. And looking here at the quality of the carving of the stonework. Here we can go round the basilica, which is where you can still see quite a lot of serious deterioration in the stonework. This will be addressed in a second phase of the reconstruction. Here you can see on our gutterings the initials CBL, Charles Langdon, the benefactor of the original construction, immortalised forever in the downpipes. Here you can see how stonework in many places has been badly affected by the water ingress, delamination above the windows. And this is typical of the damage that has occurred in the stonework over the years, and the repair work that has been completed on the main sections. Say this will be covered in a later phase of the work. funded directly from parish resources. And that completes our tour of the project. I hope it's been informative, gives us a permanent record. The main work is finishing next week, and then shortly after that, immediately after Easter, this large scaffolding cover over the church will be removed, and we'll be able to see the outside in its full glory. So grateful thanks to Historic England, to the government for providing these extra funds, to our main contractors, Rye Arch, and all of their subcontractors and very skilled workmen. And thanks be to God for the opportunity to renew this beautiful place of worship. Thank you.